Okay, let's do a tapered column. Okay, for now, when we do these families, we want to be in an open file, which works much better for us because we want to load straight into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go over to the big R, new, new family. Then we'll go down to our structural column again. Now you guys might be getting tired of columns, but this is just something I wanted to show. Open. There. Now here we have a column template again. Now the first thing we want to do now is we want to do a file, save as, family, and we need to put this in a known location. So for me, I'm going to put it on my desktop. We'll call it tapered column. And always check your options. Always change this to 1 because it will create 3 copies, and we don't want 3 copies because after a while it'll bog down the system. Hit OK, and then you save it. Now the first thing we want to do here is we want to create a reference plane. We'll place it about here. Okay, and you know, with these temporary dimensions, you can click them and just change them, which is pretty neat. Now we want 2 feet right about there. Oh, sorry. Normally, I want to align this. Normally that works, but I didn't come out of it properly. We want 2 feet. Let's place that right there. So that's going to be our taper. Okay? And then what we want to do with our taper is we want to create a reference plane or a parameter. So what we'll do is we'll click this, go to add parameter, and we'll call this our taper. Yeah, we'll call this our taper. So we'll just go Taper and hit OK. So there we have our taper in there, and everything looks all good, I think. Yes. So from this point, once we have our taper placed, we want to move along here. Okay, we got it placed, and we'll just click outside here, and then we'll know that that's all selected. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to give these parametric values of the sides. We want to make sure that these are okay. So, and yeah, you have it. You got a leader line. You got all this in there in place, the parameter, and okay. So the next thing we do here is we want to go and add these other parameters because we're going to need them. We want one here and one there. Okay, and we'll just drag it out here. I think that'll be good. Now, once you have these parameters set, we want to add labels to these also, or add parameters. And how you do that, cancel that. You want to go here, again, add parameter. This one, we'll call this one our base width. Okay? And this one, we'll call it our base length. Hit OK, and these are going to be type parameters because we want to be able to change the types once we get into our model. Then hit OK. All right, now we got parameters all set up, looking good. Base length, base width. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is start adding geometry, or we could flex. It's probably important to flex this a few times to make sure it works properly, but I think this is good for now. So we have, and then I think we might want to give this one a name. And right here, you can name this. Let's just call this one, I think we'll call it taper. This paron will be called taper right here. So we can give that one a name and apply. Okay? So we're all good. So now we're ready to start adding geometry here. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go back into the blend. We're still working with the blend. So we'll go create and we'll go to blend. I think maybe let's do a save first just to make sure everything is good. Okay, we'll go to the blend command, and what we'll do here, we'll go and do an extrusion, and we'll do the draw lines command. We'll just do a rectangle, and we're on the top. So what we'll do, we'll just go in here and place a rectangle along the top. So we'll take this guy here and just do a rectangle from here all the way to there. And then we always want to lock it. I should have locked this before. We wouldn't have to worry about this. Want to lock that. Then, as you'll see, we got prompted to read the top because we don't see it yet, the check, after we normally are in sketch mode. So we'll go to the top. We'll do another rectangle. And we'll go from this point all the way out to our taper end, and we'll lock it. Okay, it's all locked. Now we have the green check mark, which we can tick. And there you go. There's our tapered column in plan view. So what we want to do now is we want to go have a look at this in 3D view to make sure everything looks kosher. Oh, nope. We skipped a step. Let's go back to our front view. Now what we want to do here is we want to align from here to there and lock it down. Now let's have a look in 3D. All right, there's our column. We've got our tapered column. And now what happens here, now I want to show you guys this in the front view. This taper will adjust to whatever height we change this to, which is going to work out just fine. So what we'll do now is we'll load this guy into the project. And there's our project and there's our column. So we'll place our column, say one there, and look at this in 3D view within our project. Ah, there, looks good. We want to change this to shaded view. Okay, now what we have to do, we have the option now where we can change types again. And I want you guys to make about 3 or 4 types of this. We can edit type. In here, let's say if we change the taper to 4 feet. Notice that? Okay, now we also can do this, which is more, we can duplicate, and let's call this taper 4 or 3, okay, and we could change this taper here back to say 5, okay, and then we can copy this one, bring this out here. So basically what we can do is we edit type, we duplicate, Okay, and we can change these values. We can make the base 1. We can make the top, we'll make the top 3 and the taper 6. Hit apply. So there you have it, tapered columns. So basically all we did, we set up some simple parameters and we made a taper and we created a parameter with a name and a known value. And also we can go here and all these values are over here. Oops, sorry. So basically with this type of column, we edited a type. Now let me show you what happens in our elevation view. Let's go to north elevation. These columns are adjusted to the height of the floor level. So if I change this to say 12 feet, you see what happens? It sticks to it, and we can give it offsets. Say the base offset is 1 inch. So basically all columns work pretty much the same. And this is just another another type of column you can use. So anyway, practice with this.